Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Sunglass Chef. I am so happy to share with each and every one of you a nutritious, ancient recipe, chicken soup. This recipe is awesome. It's simple to make and it's very unique because I actually brown the chicken in the oven before I boil it. Now, this liquid nutrition has served humans for so many centuries, and I'm so happy to share with you this liquid nutrition. Now, our bodies are electrical by nature, and so one of the best and fastest ways to nourish our systems is with liquid soups. It's no wonder our grandmothers gave it to us when we were not feeling well. This recipe is unique in that I brown the chicken in the oven before I boil it. So come along as we make chicken soup. Now here are the ingredients that you'll need today. Dill, garlic, black peppercorns, rosemary, onions, herbs, oregano, basil, thyme, sage, bay leaves, Celtic sea salt, olive oil, celery, flat leaf Italian parsley, carrots, cilantro, and of course the star, chicken, organic chicken. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to oil our chicken with some olive oil, and then we're going to sprinkle some salt and pepper. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. It's all part of the process. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top of this. We're going to cook this chicken for 30 minutes, and at the 15-minute mark, we're going to flip the chicken over so that we have even distribution of heat and cooking. The chicken has been browning in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. It's now time to flip the chicken over. It's been 15 minutes. Smells wonderful. I can smell the rosemary. While the chicken is browning, this is a good time to start boiling our water in our stock pot and start cutting our vegetables. I like to use fluoride-free water. Many people use tap water, and that's a personal preference, but I recommend using either spring water or non-fluoridated water. Don't use distilled water. I recommend against distilled water or tap water. I'm going to add a gallon for right now, and if we need more, we can always add more water. Let's start with cutting our onions. These are yellow onions. Now, most people will discard this outer layer, scale. This crispy scales is what I call it. But we're going to keep these skin. We're going to cook with the skin. The skin is rich in antioxidants and other wonderful nutrients. So we're going to actually use this whole onion cut in quarters. 2 onions. Next, our carrots. Next is our celery. You'll notice that there are leaves on the celery. We want to use all of the parts of the celery. cilantro. It smells wonderful. I'm picking out the stems, but we can leave some stems in there. That's not a problem. We just want more leaves than stems. Well, I recognized that my stock pot was a little small for what I wanted to achieve in today's video recipe, so I decided to bring out the big bazooka, my large commercial stock pot. Next, we're going to add flat leaf parsley, Italian parsley. Again, we want to remove the stems, but if you have some stems in there, it's not a big deal. We just want more leaves than stems. Dill. I'm going to use a whole bulb of garlic, and I took a lot of the skin off because I want to get into these cloves. And all I'm doing, I want the flavor of this garlic in the soup, and I want its nutrition in there as well. So I'm going to use the blade. I'm going to use the side of this knife and mash down to release those juices. Next, I'm going to add our herbs: oregano, basil, thyme, sage, and 2 bay leaves. Just going to pour that right in. I'm going to add some more salt, pepper, and rosemary. Now it's time to remove our baked chicken from the oven and add it to our stock pot. Whoa, this is so wonderful. What a great scent. Great aroma. Ooh, beautiful. And that's what makes this recipe so unique, is that many chicken stock or chicken soup recipes don't call for browning the chicken in the oven. But this adds a wonderful texture that you just can't get through boiling it immediately in water. Be careful when adding the chicken to your boiling water. We want to use this deliciousness in here. Come take a look. We want to use this oil and these spices in our stock pot. We're going to pour this deliciousness right in. Come take a look at that chicken. We're going to add some more water. I like to use spring water. So we're going to add a total of 2 gallons of water to this recipe. Well, our stock pot is filled with great nutrition. We have vitamins and minerals from the various vegetables and herbs and spices, the organic chicken. We have good water in there, fluoride-free water. I added a total of 2 gallons, and that will make 32 cups of delicious, nutritious chicken soup. Now you'll want to cook this for 2 hours. First we'll turn it to high, and then we'll let that boil for approximately 5 minutes, and then turn it down to simmer. We want that chicken to fall off the bone. This delicious chicken stock through a colander into a bowl. I've already filled 1 large stock pot filled with delicious chicken stock. chicken broth. And I'm partially filling another bowl. Come take a look at all these vegetables and spices and of course the chicken. And it's draining through this colander. And I want every ounce of that juice. One of the wonderful things about chicken broth is that you can freeze it and use it for other recipes that call for chicken stock, or you can just save it for future soups. So it freezes well. If you have an excess of chicken stock, don't ever throw it away. Freeze it. While the remaining parts of our chicken stock is draining into a bowl, I'm allowing the chicken to cool down before I shred it. I'll be shredding this chicken to add it to our chicken soup. Now, one of the things you can do with this is you can make it into the shredded chicken into a delicious chicken salad. You can turn it into chicken tacos. Some folks like quesadillas, where you shred the chicken and use it for a variety of different meals. But I'm going to be using this primarily for chicken soup. Well, now that the chicken has cooled down, I'm going to shred this chicken. And what's wonderful about shredded chicken is that you can add it to the chicken soup. You can shred it for chicken salad. You can use it for chicken tacos, chicken quesadillas. The chicken soup is ready. Just a side note, you can add rice to the chicken soup. You can add noodles to the chicken soup. It's up to you. Or you can just eat it just the way it is. It's going to be totally delicious either way. Let's try it. It's savory, it's bursting with flavors, it's so warm.